Welcome to GHOSTWATCH2016. We're watching Kamen Rider Ghost. My name is Coriander Dickinson, and I know all of the Kamen Riders.
My name is Heather Deary. I watched a lot of Power Rangers on Twitch.
My name is Kate Stark. I am Twitch.
This is episode 27.
Desperation.
The
Resolute Infiltration.
On last week's episode, we had more Red Sky,
More airplanes?
and Pretty Boy and Taco are now friends, and they took a field trip to hell.
Yep.
Sounds legit.
And this whole episode's about their field trip in hell.
We have 61 days left, of course.
I feel like Taco Time and Pretty Boy have immediately broken the rules of the buddy system on the trip because they're just standing on a rooftop, not holding hands.
Yeah.
So, are you saying you're shipping Taco Time and Pretty Boy?
I'm saying you gotta use the buddy system properly when you go to hell.
I could ship Pretty Boy and Taco. The fact
Spectre.
that both of you at the same time both looked off into the distance with a thinking face and just went, means I'm hanging out with the right people here.
I just think that while I could ship the two of them, I also think Spectre's in there and it's more of a love triangle than
Taco and Spectre OTP, and then clearly Canon
What?
and
what?
Pretty Boy.
Not
Pretty
PB
Boy
and
Spectre? No, they've got
Really?
nothing. They've got nothing together.
Hmm.
You don't possess the ones you love.
I thought that was love.
But he learned. He's getting better. I think.
Which is better, a white bread sandwich from a convenience store, or takoyaki?
I was
the
still thinking
takoyaki.
about people when you said white and bread, and I was like, what?
What's better than white people? No.
Corey,
Hey.
por qué no los dos? Or in this case, por qué no los tres?
White people and white bread and takoyaki?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the three of them could be together.
Por qué no los tres?
Why not three? Because there's no chemistry between Pretty Boy and Spectre.
Akari can whip up some chemistry, if you know what I'm saying.
She can find it all
Who
on
do you
her.
ship Akari with?
Taco.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Yeah,
But she's
been crushing
totally
on
into him.
since forever.
That doesn't mean they have to end up together.
No, they just ship them together.
Yeah. I want them to be together.
No, she needs to find a nice science boy.
Oh, Steampunk Man.
No, those
No.
two. No.
Not KMS.
She's not allowed to nickname people either. I got a new ship, but that's later, and I'll talk about that when we come upon it.
I'm really trying hard to think what the ship is.
I think I know what it is, and it's really weird.
Isn't it?
Oh, no.
But it's so sweet.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No, not if it's what I'm thinking of. It's really gross.
Oh, oh, God, no. I had a real bad mental image of what now I think it is.
The
Ooh.
obvious thing. The most obvious thing.
So miserable.
Anyways, there's a lot of photocopiers.
Yeah, we open on a photocopier coffin.
Just so that you remember that Makoto is in the photocopier coffin.
Then we cut to a normal-shaped building, and inside, Steamy Punk Man is celebrating Demia Project, but then also sad because Red Sky is over, and he don't know why, because it should have been impossible for humans, but wait, what if Science Human stopped him?
Cut to Akari's face. Cut back to him.
Yep. Also, Music Gnome is there for some reason. I don't know why he's in this episode.
I don't know either.
He keeps showing up.
I have a
For
theory
no
that
real
it's related
reason.
to the creativity block that everyone is suffering,
Ooh.
because he's connected to the arts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I just point out that it's 4:20? Keep going.
Podcast it? Like, keep working?
Podcast every day. Keep going.
Yeah.
Podcast if you got him.
So yeah, Steamy Punk and Akari are clearly going to be science rivals now.
And we cut to Akari revealing that she's actually been doing some work on the little particle things and the icon fragments she had earlier. And the technology used by the gnomes is super advanced. In fact, it's made of little nanomachines.
Because of course it is.
Of course, it's nanomachines, not ghost magic.
Yeah, but she can't explain it. And she's very excited about that because the technology is beyond humans.
And Onari gets offended because he's like, no, the gnomes live in the supernatural world of the dead. It can't be science. And then Akari's all like, yeah, it's science. And then thinks about KMS.
Yeah, and then Cubi's like, I need to paint.
And then Canon is also painting with Cubi.
And then Canon is like muttering names. Just like, taco time, pretty boy, brother. Like a normal human would. During a conversation.
That's all I ever do.
And Onari wants to teach Cubi manners?
Yeah, etiquette.
Etiquette? He's very, like, this is clearly going to be a bit in the episode about what he, like, him teaching him manners, but it's kind of, it feels like it comes out of nowhere to me.
It's pretty forced. It actually doesn't even have a purpose. It's mostly just so that they are interacting with each other later.
More importantly, though, Taco Time and Pretty Boy are walking down a hallway talking about PB's dad.
Thick dad.
Thick dad.
The thickest of dads.
And Taco's all like, tell me about your dad. And then PB's all like, don't shout.
It's because he doesn't like loud noises. He's not used to loud noises with his normal human ears. His real body ears. We cut to the... What do we call her? White lady? Sister lady?
White sister.
White sister?
Snow White.
Snow White. Snow White. There we go. Is talking to Dad. And Dad's talking about how this is his responsibility and you need to take care of your pretty boy bro.
That's the thing that bothered me, because he kept saying, it's my responsibility. I need to do this. You need to go do it for me. Because he's in jail.
Oh, I think it was more just like, oh, this is all my fault because I had doubts and Sweaty Bro is actually just trying to do what I said I wanted to do all along, but didn't believe that I could do it. So he's actually just trying to carry out my dreams. Keep your brothers safe. Because he actually mentions both boys. He's like Adele and Elaine.
Emperor brother and pretty boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have written down for the next Pretty Boy and Taco Time scene why a bro gotta hurt a bro.
I mean, for real though. Why does a bro have to hurt a bro?
I've got why sweat bro do.
Same thing.
Pretty sure that Taco asks the question. Just like, why sweat bro do to you, PB?
Oh, I have written down, why would brother do? And then, I have no idea what brother is thinking.
Yeah.
We're very good at taking notes on this podcast.
Speaking of brother.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
When last we saw Sweat
Oh.
Emperor, he was in the prayer room and things were happening. And now they appear to have completely happened.
That is
In
definitely a way of putting it.
The form of a mirror image clone of Sweat Emperor, but wearing different clothes.
Let me quickly describe these clothes. Imagine a slightly modified Spider-Gwen latex bodysuit with some of the applique creating an arrow to one's junk.
Like I said, it just follows the curve of the pelvis. It's just like, here, let's put some like cool fangy looking things that just like point right
at
in
you.
the zone. Like, let's just leave most of the front bare. And just have
Except-
these two like pinchers.
Pointing at the dick zone. And then sort of, it's like white, it's a white latex bodysuit with black detail applique. And then a collar.
Well, there's like a hexagon right around like the collarbone
area.
sternum, and then it like goes up to the face, which is kind of cool.
So there's one of these people, and there's it's colored. It's like green or
Purple.
something. Purple. The first one. The first one is
Yeah.
purple.
The first one.
Spoilers. There's 15 of these guys.
All different. Man, what spoilers. There's 15 of them with all different colored collars and hexagonal shapes with all different icon symbols on them. And they all are wearing the same white latex.
And they have a robot lady voice.
Yeah, they don't have the normal voice. They still have the face of Emperor Brother with the hair parted on the opposite side.
I think it's still the same size as they're facing him. So
I still can't get over the fact that you called what's going to happen in like 2 seconds after the first one gets revealed. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. The camera pans and there's a whole group of them.
There's literally 15.
We freaked out. We were not expecting 15 of them to show up.
Ready. I was expecting 15.
We had to pause.
We were very distracted.
I woke up this morning and I was like, there's going to be 15 sweat emperors.
Wearing latex bodysuits with dick arrows. Aw,
Again, it's more like some ant pinchers, like just reaching in there from...
Or like fangs.
Just like reaching in from the ribs down.
May I remind you, this is an applique on the bodysuit. These are not external pinchers or fangs.
Nope, just part of the costume.
Part of the design.
Yep.
They have shown up because there is a threat and they want to eliminate it.
Well, Computer Lady is in charge of protecting Gnome World.
Yes.
And yes, there's a threat and eliminating, and now Sweat Emperor is all like, oh yeah, sweet. Now I control everything.
See, that was not... Like, I understand that he's like, oh, cool, now I have new minions or weapons or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know how you got to that conclusion. As far as I can see, a computer program showed up and decided it was going to kill a thing.
Yeah, like my reaction to being told that, oh, this magic superpower that cloned me 15 times and has a different voice and has said that it's in charge of everything. I'm just going to leave for a minute. I'll be right back. I swear. Just hold on. Cut the power. Cut the power.
That's not the kind of me time I ever mean.
So anyways, back to OTPs.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Did you mean the 15?
No.
Did you mean the 15?
No.
Oh, that's what we
No.
Did you not pair just like this
No.
writhing,
Ew.
sweaty latex file?
No.
Akari.
No. I did not pair any of those 15 clones with anyone.
What about all 15 against the other 15? Against
Against
themselves.
against themselves, not against the jackets?
No.
I haven't seen them interact enough to develop whether or not I'd pair them.
On next episode, we will decide.
Also, they say their name is Gan Miser.
So Gnome Miser is the obvious name for them.
Or Latex Boys.
Sweaty
Yeah.
latex boys.
Sweaty Latex Boys.
Anyways, back to the story.
So Robot Lady voice out of these 15 sweaty latex boys. As we kind of mentioned, the power is mine. Want to achieve the perfection. And then we see Pre-Boy taking Taco to Spectre's coffin.
And he's all like, oh, yeah, just turn down 2 blocks from here. You'll totally find Spectre's coffin.
Just like give it a hang a Larry.
Yeah, we're only 2 blocks away. I'm saying this all out loud for reasons. Back at Snapple.
Akari's doing a science.
But she's having trouble.
She
tried to do a thing. Well, it's the database. It's the monolith database still. And it's locked her out again. Meanwhile, Onari is trying to teach Cubi how to sit in a meditation pose. And Cubi's doing real good, but I guess it's Trainyard?
Yeah.
Isn't doing good.
And Onari gets mad. He's like, you're never going to be a priest if you don't know these manners and you don't know how to sit properly. And he what's the thing that he has?
A stick.
He has a stick and he smashes it against the ground.
Yeah,
He tries to smash Cubi.
And then Cubi rolls out of the way.
Seems a little, I don't know, harsh for Onari.
And then Urisen popped up for no reason.
Oh yeah.
I remember we were all very confused why Urisen just appeared for a second.
And then Onari doesn't think he's good at teaching, which kind of agree with.
And then we get a shot of Akari being like, oh no, I'm in a slump. At the same time, Onari says, oh no, I'm in a slump. And then Cubi's like, what's a slump?
And then was like, oh, it's about doubting yourself and being in a rut. And then all of us were like, oh no, us.
Yeah, and then Cubi's like, oh, I've never had one of those. Anyway, gonna run. And he just runs right through them.
Yeah, just plows through the group of all of them and runs out the door.
We cut back to Gnome Hell in the parkade.
No.
Music Gnome.
Music Gnome is
on
singing a bunch
stage.
around on a stage.
I ignored that.
Deep Connect.
Okay, Music Gnome is doing something.
That's literally it. Music Gnome sings for a minute and
he
then
does
it goes
that
back to
a few times.
Okay, so Pretty Boy has abandoned Taco in this parkade. And Taco, of course, yells. And is all like, where are you? And
he doesn't
then-
seem to know he's been abandoned.
Yeah, and
I don't think
then
he's ever been abandoned by friends before.
a bazillion gnomes pop out, because of course they do. And Pretty Boy from around a barrier is all like, I'll leave you to find Spectre. I gotta find my father.
So these are not just your generics. Your generic
It's a bunch of
gnomes.
the generics.
But then there's a couple ones that are like,
Super duper.
that's right. So Taco goes for gold. Did that get you? How did that get you? Taco pops his special belt. What? Why?
Okay, giant icon comes out. Grateful Dead. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pops his special belt and then he pops his ult and everyone's dead.
Well, he doesn't
Yeah.
just pop his ult. He spits
Like,
out. He
he's-
spits out Himiko and Ryoma has his pistol, but he's using it as a sword because like this beam
Yeah.
of energy comes out and like stays there like a lightsaber, but a gun.
So my favorite part about the fights, we were discussing this when we were taking notes, was that they're fighting. We write down, they fight. But I wrote down, punch, punch. Remo and Himiko come to help fight. //
Yeah.
I wrote down pops his ult, everyone's dead. That's
Yep.
the kind of detail I go into here. As the foremost Kamen Rider expert in the world.
Then we cut to Makoto in his sleepy time snooze coffin, and he wakes up, and his coffin pops open, but he's all alone.
And then seconds later, Taco Time comes in and it's like, oh, coffin is empty.
We cut to Sweat Emperor sitting on his throne in the, I don't know, guest meeting area, and he is telling a group of gnomes and super gnomes to go kill the Emperor because he's not needed anymore.
Thick dead.
Right. My father, Thick Dad. Kill him. We don't need him anymore. And I was all like, I thought no one else knew that the old, actual, for real Emperor was alive.
I didn't either.
Well, except for Snow White, because she's found him and is talking to him. No, was talking to him earlier.
Yeah, but like I didn't think anybody else knew.
Well, I mean, she's talking to Pretty Boy now, and he pretty much told him. Maybe she just told everyone. Maybe
Well,
she posted it.
she sent that icon message
yeah,
to
but
Pretty Boy earlier.
but maybe she put it up on the icon boards. People read it.
Maybe everyone knows now.
Maybe
Yeah.
she just put it in Slack.
Maybe she's the worst gossip in all of Gnome Hell.
She just @channeled Slack.
I mean, she's real quiet,
In
so
the
I
general
could see it.
channel.
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even in random.
@channel Thick Dad's alive.
No, just at all.
At all. Dad is woke.
Just selfies.
Of her and Dad in jail.
Oh.
Yeah. Just be like, I can't get much closer. The light's bad in here. Sorry. There's an invisible force field that'll kill me. Dad showed me with a button.
#no filter.
But she uses a filter.
But of course she uses a filter. She says she doesn't, but she always does. So then, right, so Pretty Boy... No, Spectre. That's the one I want to talk about.
Spectre is meandering off into the distance.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Spectre in the coffin... Okay, any of the dead humans, or
Sleepy time human.
suspended humans, whatever you want to call them, they're all wearing white. They're wearing, like, white tank tops and assuming white pants because we can't see the bottom half. But they're all wearing white. Spectre is wearing white when we see him in the coffin, and then the next time we see him is like 2 seconds later, and he's stumbling off, and he's in his full leather suit.
Like his bike riding gear.
Like,
Yep.
what? We all were like, that's not right.
Because there's nothing else in the room. Like, it's 2 photocopiers. And it's a small room.
And it's not like a jail where when you leave they give you your clothes back.
There was no one attending these photocopier coffins. It opened. He woke up. He walked away. Boom, suddenly
This
in
place
clothes.
seems really understaffed if there's no one attending all these coffins.
But he managed to get his clothes back, so that's fine.
So now we cut to the conversation between Pretty Boy and Snow White. It's just like, well, you should go talk to Dad. The end.
Spectre then finds what I've been calling the Icon Museum.
Yep.
Yeah, which is where Taco found the big gold
Where Taco found every single icon on its own individualized display.
with personal spotlights. But
Yep.
Spectre walks into the Icon Museum and finds the Spectre icon and is like, oh, well, let's take that. And then in the middle finds this glowing purple one.
With an angry eye on it. Like, it's got a big angry eye on
It's
it.
very unhappy.
And then we see, like, the outline of a figure
There's
appear.
like footsteps. And then, yeah, we get a figure.
And then we're back at HQ. And Onari is running around, and Military Man stumbles around the corner and tries to attack Onari.
Yeah, he does like a cat swipe. Like maybe he thinks he's still Battle Cat, but then he like cuts away because we don't get to see the follow up yet.
We're back to Spectre. It's Military Gramps who showed up.
And he is disappointed.
He wanted him to help.
You said you would continue until I reach my goal, but if you won't do it, maybe Taco will do it.
This cool new icon that I made, I was planning to give to him because he could probably do stuff with it. He could unlock its potential.
Probably, but it's got a nasty power.
Yeah, it's super hard to master. I don't think you could do it.
And if he doesn't, evil laughter.
And then Spectre's like, wait, Taco's here though?
Yeah. And you think Taco can do this? I want to do it.
Let me do it, leave Taco alone.
Yeah, it was more of a, I'll do it,
I'm pretty
take the
sure
sacrifice.
Military Gramps was all like, no, I don't think you can do it. And Spectre's all like, yeah, I could totally do it. Pretty sure it was like that.
And then kept saying stuff like, Military Gramps was saying, are you prepared to gaze into the power and into your soul?
Yeah.
And all this intense stuff.
It was pretty intense. It's still nothing compared to the name that showed up on the icon when he accepted it.
This was the best thing, because he like grabs it from Gramps and he looks at it and then it zooms in real close and it says Deep Spectre.
Like it's still on fire.
Purple fire.
Purple fire.
But now it's Deep Spectre.
But now it's Deep Spectre, like it wasn't planned for Makoto all along.
It's like he just scratched out Deep Taco and was like, oh no, hold on.
Deep Taco.
Deep Taco. He's like, no. Deep Spectre. And it's just like in Sharpie above where it said Taco.
Deep Taco.
Gotta get that Deep Taco.
So then we have several scenes of individuals walking or running in various locations in Gnome Hell.
How do you know they're using their legs though,
and
Corey?
The screen is split on the diagonal with shots of their shoulders and up, and then below their knees. So you can see on the screen at the same time their heads and their feet traveling in opposite directions.
You know what could have been neat for that? Panning out.
Either show the whole body or just assume that we know that people move themselves with their feet. Like, we didn't need to have that information.
They could have done one split screen where everyone was hovering.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe they were like going into quarter 4 of production and they're like, oh man, we are over, like we're under budget. And if we don't use some of our budget on this episode, they won't give us that budget for next year because they think we don't need it. So let's hire some animators. Let's do some VFX on this episode. And
because the line on the cut on the split screen had like some shiny fire effects on it.
Yeah, it was very special.
So this was all for the budget. They just want to make sure that they don't get a budget cut for the next year because the studio doesn't think they need it. It worked. It was awful.
We cut back to outside Snapple. Military Man doesn't actually hit Onari because he's too weak, and he kind of falls backwards. And Onari takes off, and he's just like, "Oh, he's gonna tell all the other people, I'm done now.
I give up."
Is he calling his associates for backup? Is this the end? It's probably the end.
And then we cut to PB in the many, many coffins room. And he's all like, what's all this? And then one of the coffins glows and he runs up to it and he watches as a woman inside becomes dustified. Gets all dusty and on fire. And then he's like, what? Taco wasn't lying. They really do turn to dust in these things.
And then we're back at Snapple and Onari comes back to Military Man and gives him a Shiki sticker and puts it in the middle of his forehead.
See, this is the pairing.
Oh!
I don't know why you thought 15 weirdos,
15 latex clones
but
of the same person.
Onari coming in and then helping him out and then giving him the cute little onigiri.
Whoa, spoilers.
Happens 2 seconds later.
We haven't
He
talked
feeds
about
him.
it yet.
He's like, here, this will make you feel better with the Shiki sticker. And then he's like, you're probably also hungry. And then Eminem's all like, why are you helping me?
And then Onari talks about the teachings of Buddha and how he has to. And that's what he does. And he just has like a nice little moment with Military Man as he gobbles the food.
As Military Man shows us through acting that he has never eaten food before.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, no, he just like crams rice into his face, and then like large clumps of it fall. He's like, I've never put things in my mouth before.
But that's why he needs Onari to take care of him.
That would be kind of cute, though.
It's a workable ship.
What do you call that ship?
Mm,
No, we'll wait. It's okay.
I'm not good at ship names.
Come on.
Pick one aspect of their personalities.
Think of all the tens of people that are listening right now.
They
Tens of
gotta
people.
know. They gotta know what to label things.
Well, it's clearly the Onigiri ship. That's how they met. Look, I don't do the shipping names.
We'll workshop this.
I don't know which
Onigiri.
one's the top and which one's the bottom. I haven't
Porque
figured that out
no
yet.
los dos.
No, it's important because
You
you
can't-
know
I don't-
which
I don't
character
know
to
if you
put
can
name.
Be a top and a bottom at the same time. Do you just like rapidly spin?
We gotta have a chat, Corey. Shh, it's okay.
Look, they don't
not
have
here.
fancy names, so I can't call them things like 5x7.
Not here.
That's
not
a
now.
reference to another anime. I'm sorry.
So we're back in Gnome Hell, and Taco is following the sultry voice of someone singing or praying or something.
Screaming.
Or screaming. It sounded nicer than screaming.
It's actually just Thick Dad doing his normal thing.
In the jail room. And then Taco runs in and is like, "Are you Pretty Boy's dad? Who are you? Pretty Boy wants to see you." And then Thick Dad's like, "Wait, Pretty Boy's still alive?"
And then he's also like, wait, there's an invisible force field here that'll kill you if you come into it.
It's deadly as... Or, it's deadly AF. And then Taco pulls out his sword and breaks the wall.
I thought that sword was dead.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we
And he just, straight up slashes the wall and then slashes the pillars that are making the projection of the thing.
Pretty Boy... This is what my notes say. Pretty Boy runs in. "Are you good?"
PB shows up. No death crumble. What have I believed in?
PP shows up and says, "Hey, Dad, why people turn to ash? Also, what listen to heart mean?"
No death, but crumble.
Like Cookie
Photocopier
Crumble?
lady disappear.
Cookie crumble.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
No, Cookie Crumble is the canon PB ship.
Apple crumble.
Apple Crumble.
Ooh, you guys... Oh,
I don't
we'll,
want
we'll
dessert.
talk
No,
dessert later.
No,
Okay.
no food. Yes, listen to your heart.
Then there's a heart-to-heart with Pretty Boy and Dad. And then gnomes appear.
Taco Time's like, "Hey, we gotta go. Also, I'm crying because I'm happy you have Dad."
Yeah, like PB turns to him to like be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I kind of abandoned you in the thing," and Taco cuts him off. He's like, "I'm happy you got to see your father."
Like, such a Taco
Because
moment.
mine's dead.
Do you remember
I
that?
mean, that's just the implication right there.
Do you remember that my dad's dead?
And
Your
and
dad's not looking so hot.
Thick Dad's like, "I'm glad you've got friends."
Yeah, he's like, "You have a good friend, buddy." I'm like, "Oh." So Thick Dad can't leave. All of these gnomes show up. Super gnomes.
And one of them makes a blue fireball.
And fireballs it straight at Pretty Boy. And Taco yells, "No!" And then we're back at Snapple and Cubi's in a slump.
He makes a big deal out of being in a slump.
Like rolls on his back and like kicks his legs. And he's super not happy about it. TBH, it me when I'm in a slump too. Except
I just
less
kinda
movement.
Roll into a ball.
Me too. Oh, and then we're back on stage with Music Gnome singing again.
Yep.
Who says his masterpiece is almost complete?
Yep.
Whatever that means. Because what is he doing? No one knows.
In this
Nobody knows.
episode, he's prancing around on a stage and singing a lot.
But like, Steamy Punk brought him in for a purpose, as he does with all of them. But he hasn't actually interacted with Snapple in any way, or like affected the world in an obvious
Yeah.
way. And again, my only theory going forward is that he's causing the creativity block.
And that's probably true.
And we're back with Thick Dad and Taco and Pretty Boy. And now we see that Thick Dad took the hit for Pretty Boy.
What? He's got like a smoking crater in his chest.
And we know he's
Yep.
really effed up because there's blood coming out of the corner of his mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wrote, "Dad took blast. Mouth blood."
Mouth blood. Rage transform. Because Taco, seeing that Thick Dad, might also become dead Thick Dad, rages out, and like all of 15 icons like form a formation behind him as he transforms, as he runs at these gnomes to go beat the crap out of them with his bare heavily costumed fists.
Yeah, the punch sounds were real thick.
I think you mean heavy.
Yes. But they were for thick dad.
No, dad is thick.
The punches were heavy.
Yes. Thick dead.
The fight proceeds to the parking garage again, so that we can have more space, I guess, to move the camera around the punching. And then he pulls out 2 swords at the same time.
Yeah.
And then he pops his ult.
Yeah.
We get... I like this part too because after all that happens, we get like clearly where the commercial break is, and the commercial break things like, oh,
Taco's despair.
Yeah, and
Or it's like Pretty Boy's despair.
Yeah,
and
Pretty
Taco's reaction.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But when we come back, it's like fight is clearly over. We're back here now.
Taco's untransformed. And
PB's
then
holding dad.
Thick dad is dying in Pretty Boy's arms. Taco
Thick
looks
Dad's
over.
all like, don't let your ideals conflict with your heart.
Remain true to your voice. Walk the path that you believe in.
Taco Time's crying a lot.
His dad died too. Did you know that? Did you know that Taco's dad died?
And then, very abruptly, Thick Dad is on purple fire.
Well, he goes to reach for Pretty Boy's face, so I was waiting for that moment of like the hand to drop, like the
I was waiting for him to
died.
transform into spirit juice and like boost Necrom. To be like,
No,
oh
say
man,
that
here's
sentence
boost spirit juice
Keep going.
and boost Necrom.
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
get booster Necrom.
Yep.
Booster juice Necrom.
Mhm.
I don't think everyone.
Spirit juice.
I don't think everyone's dad who dies gives them a booster juice form in this series, Corey. I think that
This
might
is
only be
the
Taco
second
Time's dad
dad to die.
that we know of. Everybody else could just have dead dads, and they haven't been talking about it and having flashbacks.
What's the point of even having a dead dad if you don't constantly bring it up?
Look, Taco Time whines a lot. Everybody else is just like, yeah, okay, we know your dad's dead.
I mean, I feel like we only get exposed to Taco's dead dad so much because he's the protagonist and we're kind of internally in his head. Like, he's not like, unless he's does he talk out loud during flashbacks?
No.
Because, like, Cannon's sitting there being all like, Taco Time, Spectre. And we've seen Pretty Boy do the mumbles at the takoyaki place.
I think
He's
it's
like,
I think it's that word in Taco's head.
I think everyone in this series vocalizes what they're thinking.
Oh, I was expecting your sentence to actually be, I think everyone in the series is in Taco Time's head.
That would make sense, too.
Oh. Jeez.
Ghost magic. 15 latex men.
Okay, what happens next?
They're like, where did that fire come from? Oh, it's you, Sweat Emperor.
Yeah, so Sweat Bro is behind them. And he's like, yeah, the threat has been eliminated.
Taco Time's having a heart-to-heart with him.
Ever since the issue in the prayer room, whenever Sweat Emperor is talking, the screen kind of splits him. So there's like him talking, and then there's like a projection of him talking at the same time. It's weird. I think he's been possessed by Computer Lady.
Oh, BT Dub's dad turned to dirt.
Do you think Sweat Bros is gonna have like a redemption thing, like at the very end
Sweat
before
Bro?
he dies?
No,
because he doesn't seem like it.
he's already dead.
I buy it.
So he's all like, I have gained ultimate power. I'm the perfect being. I will be a shepherd in the utopia. Blah,
Emotions
blah, blah,
aren't needed
blah,
here.
Blah, blah.
And then sweaty latex boy,
Purple one.
a purple one, shows up and glows hard.
Glows hard. He becomes a fire.
He becomes
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, I have written down sweats. I'm perfect. Latex boy becomes fire.
And then we cut to away for a minute. Spectre. Because he's got the Deep Spectre icon, and the Deep Spectre icon is doing something that Spectre notices. And then we cut back, and there's even more fire. Like, I expected there to be, like, a monster or something, but no, it's just a human on fire.
Just
Or
a
for
human on fire.
Spectre to transform during that weird cut.
Well, he looked at the icon and went, what?
Yeah, so, like, I feel like the power of Deep Spectre is connected with the gnome misers, but still just, a fire person.
Yeah.
So
and then the episode ends.
Yeah, he runs towards Taco, and there was that minute of, and then cut. It's done.
Yeah, I was very upset by it. wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Or at least Spectre's new transformation
I
that
know
he's
that
clearly going to get.
I know that we're gonna find out what happens.
It's gonna be blue. Spectre's new outfit, more blue.
It's gonna be blue.
It's either going to be, like, way more blue or, like, less blue. Like, a lot of black.
Interesting theory.
It's gonna be more blue or less blue.
But not the same amount of blue.
You know what, Hodor? I think it's gonna be the same amount of blue, but at different spots.
Whoa. She. That's
Like, as long as he doesn't end up looking like the same kind of design as the latex boys with the crotch pincers, I don't care.
He's always, like, his jacket has had the butt tail. The one that points at his butt. And he's got the butt pockets on the leather outfit
I feel like
that also point at his butt.
this podcast isn't always safe for work. We try, but it is not.
No, it's not explicit, that's all.
Sweaty latex boys with dick pincers?
I mean, that's...
I said crotch pincers.
I can edit that out, Kate.
No, don't.
It can be like you said nothing, ever.
Just edit me out for the entire episode.
This
And then go back to-
episode brought to you by that music gnome that can mute Kate.
And then go back to all the previous episodes and just edit me out
Just
of all of
remove
those too. Just remove me from the world.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. If you want to find us on YouTube, where do you go?
GHOSTWATCH2016.
Do you want to find our website? What about that?
GHOSTWATCH2016.xyz.
iTunes?
The podcast is GHOSTWATCH2016.
You must know one of those by now because you're listening to it. Twitter.
Our account on Twitter is GHOSTWATCH2016.
The branding is on point for this show. Let me just point that out.
It's odd that GHOSTWATCH2016 wasn't taken on most of those things.
And if people want to help support myself and you, myself
Yeah, that's
being
the
Kate,
order of operations there.
myself being Kate, and then Corey and Heather, how would somebody do that if they were so inclined?
Go to GHOSTWATCH2016.xyz and click on the donate button. It's right there.
Oh, it's just right there?
It's just there.
Oh, there it is. I found
Yeah,
it.
I can see it now.
Okay.
Thank you very much for listening to our podcast.
And if you have any questions and whatnot, you can actually just contact us on Twitter.
Corey reads them.
I do actually
And then
read
tells
them
us about them.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you donate, you can leave a comment in the donate. And we like those. Those are nice.
And we might read some on the next podcast.
Probably not.
I mean, we'll read them before we record a podcast.
You might forget. Just throwing that out there.
We will read them, just maybe not out loud.
Yes. We'll use our inside voices. We'll record ourselves reading them to ourselves.
Can
but
we use our flashback voices?
Our silent ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm doing that right now.
Oh, wait, me too. Hold on.